Try as you may. But Christianity fails every time. And in this instance, my man here is saying that Dionysus is Yahweh, and that all the Greco-Roman gods come from the Mesopotamia, and that the Bible records them. Well, the Bible never records Dionysus, or Zeus, or Jupiter, or Krishna, or Brahma, or Mamawata, or Shango, or Odin, or Quetzalcoatl. The Bible never records any of those gods. So trying to claim that simply because the Greco-Roman people were in the Mediterranean and the Bible is a Mediterranean-style book, that all of it had to have come from the Bible, is just a complete lie and fallacy. You see, there was no such thing as an Israelite until around 1200 BCE. But guess who was around 1300 BCE, 1400 BCE, 1500 BCE, all the way up before Noah in the second millennium, third millennium? The Mycenaeans and the Minoans. And although the earliest record that we have of Dionysus is in the 1300s, it is still a full 100 years before we have the earliest mentioning of an Israelite. You see, the Israelites are not mentioned until the Menethta Stele in 1200. But we have steles, that inscriptions that show the worship of Dionysus in the Mycenaean culture in the 1300s, all both BCE. So what that means is that more than likely the Mycenaeans developed the idea of Dionysus long before there was ever an Israelites. When Israelites were still worshiping the Canaanite god El and his brother Yahweh and his son Yahweh and his other son Baal, the Greeks were already worshiping Zeus. They were already worshiping Dionysus. They had already believed that Dionysus was twice born, that he died as a baby and then was resurrected again from the birth of Zeus and a mortal female. Dionysus is more akin to Jesus than he is to Yahweh. He is more akin to Krishna than he is to Yahweh. So Dionysus and Yahweh are not comparable. Yahweh will be more comparable to Zeus, whereas Zeus was born of his father, but then rebelled against his father and took over and became the supreme deity. In the same way that Yahweh was born of his father El, but then in later iterations took over and became the primary God. So when you try to make these comparisons and then claim that they come from your Bible, is just a feeble attempt to try to make the Bible relevant and try to make the Bible true. But every turn, it turns out that your Bible is not true, that your God is irrelevant, and that your God is false and just a God that was made up by people at a time frame when they needed to create their own version of God. And even as you read through your Bible and study through the history, you come to realize that even your God Yahweh made changes. Yahweh was the son of El and Asherah. Then Yahweh became the husband of Asherah. And then Yahweh became supreme, eternal, and Asherah was disposed of. Study your Bible and you'll find these things out. But as you find these things out, the scary part is you'll begin to see how invalid your Bible is, how arid your Bible is, and you might end up walking away from it. So if you're comfortable being a Christian, you're a good person, stay in your Christianity. Don't study a damn thing. But if you truly want to know the truth, then study it, and study it beyond the idea that you have to have a landing point that puts you in the same place that you're in right now. Because if you continue to do that, then you learn absolutely nothing. And this statement, the value of it, has absolutely nothing. And most of the time, you write pretty well. But this one, you kind of went off the rocker. You need some periods in there and some correct writing. Because you wrote, it originated in Mesopotamia in the Bible, and not I-N. I don't know why y'all just using letters. In the Bible records them. Do you can never deny. Come on, man. Make it plain. Make it plain. Don't your Bible tell you to make it plain? I need you to make it plain. But y'all have a great day. And remember always, you got to free yourself to be yourself. because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.